Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Tuesday, December 23rd. It is Christmas Eve here, so 2 days until Christmas. So let's cruise through, see what the market looks like. It's kind of flat, to be honest with you, but we'll go through it all and see what's happening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. Non-intended financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? There you go. There's your heat map. Microsoft's up, and Nvidia's down. Tesla's up right there. So that's about what's going on right now. Let's see what your SPY and Qs look like. Your SPY is barely up. It's hitting that resistance, or it was just about there. So it's curling up to the MACD. I think it might be a flat day or even like a little bit of pullback. We'll see if it gets rocking and rolling here, if any catalysts come out on Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is a short day. It's a 1 o'clock close time for the market. So it'll close early for Christmas Eve, and then obviously Thursday the market will be closed for Christmas, and Friday will be back to normal. So here's your Qs right here, and they are up 12 cents, nothing crazy there. And your IWM is down a little bit, so that is what your indices look like at the moment. Let's go ahead, look at our Jolie's jumpers, see what's going on with them guys, and then we'll get through the market and see what's happening. So let's get cruising here. AIRE, that one was cruising along yesterday. Isn't that? No, that's not the. That is not an aerospace and defense. It's a real estate one right there. AIRE definitely was looking at that. AZI, we were talking about this one. It was running up yesterday, and then it was just kind of pulling back there this morning. CETX was running yesterday and ran up some more this morning. So there you go. FJet was pulling back this morning, but that one had a massive run yesterday. That was pretty big right there. And what about Hoth right here? Looking pretty good for HOT, Hoth Therapeutics. So keep an eye on that. That could be rolling right there. HXHX was a big one yesterday and a little pullback this morning. KAVL was Laptop Travel's gift last night. It's at 22, so you'll have to see. I think it might have gotten halted or something. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I know, wasn't it Zach, I think, had mentioned that it got halted there, Luis Rodriguez. I forget who mentioned it. I'm pretty sure it was Zach, though. And, yeah, that got halted, I believe. And so we'll have to look at that one today, see what's going on. KTTA, that's looking good. Keep an eye on that. That could continue to run up there. OPTX was running up yesterday and running up some more. Is that today? That's a big spiker. Yeah, that is this morning. So OPTX, oh, yeah, that was right there. I did see that. TIVC was the other one running up in OPTX, and CETX, SOC right there running back up. We were looking at that in the Discord, and how about Zim cruising along as well. So a couple other ones. Let's get through the rest of our list right here, see what's going on. So yeah, OPTX right there was rocking and rolling this morning, and SGBX is safe and green holdings. This one's been jumping around a lot lately. I think that one's getting set back up for SGBX, and V is that twin V Power Cats. That looks pretty good to run up there, so take a look at that. It's a recreational vehicle one, I know that. And XTIA is an aerospace and defense one. XTI Aerospace, that was running up there, looking pretty good yesterday, as a matter of fact. Just kind of hanging out there this morning, as most of the market is, to be honest with you. And that WOK, we've been looking at this bad boy, and I've had it on the night list, and that thing looks like it's ready to get cruising. So keep an eye on WOK right there. WOK, that's what the market looks like right there. Huntington Ingalls, that was running up pretty big last night, yesterday anyway, and it looks like it was cruising along some more today. So there you go at HII, good old Huntington Ingalls, big run up right there. AIRE, let's see what that's up to. That is cruising along. We were looking at that. CETX we had mentioned, and TIVC. Look at that CETX running up there. TIVC right here was cruising along. It's up like 50%. Not looking bad right there. The Lion right here, Lionsgate Studio, and I'll tell you a story about them. And about cooking with Skinny and Minnie. But yeah, this one was cruising along right there. Good old Lion. There you go at Lionsgate. And that does look like it's curling up right there, as a matter of fact. And that REMX is that rare earth and strategic metals. And I think they are getting set up right here. So we can keep an eye on that. That's looking pretty good to curl up right there. And NVO, obviously, Novo Nordisk was looking pretty good with the news last night, and they jumped in the after hours with the FDA approves the Novo Nordisk Wegovy oral pill, the first oral GLP-1 for weight loss and broadening its obesity franchise. So that was big news right there. And that IVVD has been running up there at Luis Rodriguez. You've been liking this bad boy. Look at it spiking back up. So not looking bad there. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with our SPY Mag 7, everybody else at the moment. Well, here we go. Let's take a quick look and see what's happening this morning, besides it being pretty flat right there, I'd say. I mean, that's about as flat as it gets, and Nvidia's down a little bit. So there's Nvidia, and like I said, it's only down 54 cents. It's kind of just flat as well. So everything basically flat this morning right here. The SPY down 10 cents. That's nothing. The Q's down 8 cents. That's nothing right there. IWM's down like 61 cents, and it's just hanging out there as well. So let's take a look and see what the rest of everything's going on. Apple had been pulling back. We'll see if it's trying to make that bottom now and get ready to cruise back up. Amazon right here. This one should be getting ready to cruise back up. So maybe today's just a transition day. These things are going to get rolling. Maybe the big caps again. Here's your Google. That has a little pullback, but these things are set up, guys. So, and Meta, I know, is getting set up as well. So I would say you might see a rotation right back into these guys, and he could get rolling by next week. And Tesla right here has been cruising along. So that's what the Mag 7 looks like at the moment. AMC had been dipping pretty good. I think you are trying to finally bottom out there. GameStop, nice little dip down. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. And then Chewy had been pulling back as well. And now it's looking a little bit better on that trend line. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. And Unity right here, this one was trying to run up the other day, a little healthy pullback, and it looks like it could pull back a little bit more. Netflix right here up a little bit, and this is a crazy war right here between Netflix, Paramount, and everybody else over Warner Brothers. So it is getting very interesting. Larry Ellison throwing some money into the mix now because of his son David, and it's getting pretty wild. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. That's for sure. That's at Paramount right there, PSKY. And of course, our Netflix right here. We'll be watching both of them and Warner Brothers, see what's going on with that whole fiasco, because it is pretty fun, actually. AVGO right here. Check this bad boy out. It was setting up in a little bit of pullback at the moment. MU is running up big. It's at 275. I mean, a little bit of healthy pullback, nothing crazy. It's run up pretty big. And TSM looking pretty good on that trend line right there. So that looks like it wants to take off. SMCI not looking bad right there. AMD, I know, is getting set up. It's just a little bit of pullback right there, but that's looking pretty good as well. And then Qualcomm right here, a little bit of pullback, but nothing real crazy. And Snow is looking a lot better, as a matter of fact. It's a little bit flat this morning, down 44 cents, but nothing really crazy right there. And PayPal getting set up, and that one should try to run in for your later in the month, going into January. It looks like Intel right there, that is pulling back. That looks like it could have some more pullback, Intel. And let's see what Dell is doing, because that was pulling back. It's kind of hanging out, has good support right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. IBM was getting set up right here. It's trying to still get set up, as a matter of fact. It was looking better the other day. Palantir, a little bit of healthy pullback after it ran up some. And then Sophie right here is down a little bit, and nothing real crazy this morning. So there you go. And Mara Riot, let's take a look. Mara's sitting on that trend line. Riot right here is down a little bit, but nothing wild, just 4 cents. We'll take a look at Bitcoin and crypto and everything. Bitcoin, I believe, is at 87,000. I'll see when it comes back around. Clean Spark right here is at $12. It's down just a little bit. Nothing wild right there. Let's look at MicroStrategy and get a good idea. And that's sitting on the trend line still. Yeah, Bitcoin at 87.7. So we'll go through it. Crypto in a few moments. Ethereum's still at 29.68, so it's under 3,000. Ripple's at 190. Solana's at 124. Chainlink's at 12.33. Stellar's at 21 cents right there. And then we'll go through the rest of them in a few moments. So that's what's crypto looks like on the stock cube. And let's see, MicroStrategy right there. Robinhood, that is down a little bit as well, just kind of hanging out. And Coinbase down a little bit and hanging out. Let's see, I'm sure Bull's probably down as well, and it is down a penny. So Bull definitely getting set up right here. We like Bull right there. And Space, looking pretty decent. Remember, this thing had bottomed out, curling right back up. This Virgin Galactic getting right back into it. It had been dead in the water forever. And then all of a sudden started moving back around. Boeing right here, not looking too bad for good old Boeing, just sitting there. It's pulled back a little bit, but it's got a good trend line right under it. Could bounce nicely. And DJT still pulling back a little bit after it had run up pretty big right there on that merger news for DJT. And Nike is pulling back, and it's way down there. This could be a good opportunity. It could be bottoming out right here. Maybe it pulls back a little bit more. So definitely going to keep an eye on Nike. MCD pulling back some. So we'll be watching. McDonald's has that trend line right there. Let's see if it breaks through it. It looks like it wants to. And Disney, a little pullback. Disney's been looking pretty good, though. Oxy right here up a little bit. And ExxonMobil, that's also green this morning and up and crawling up and looking pretty good. Here's your Gush. That's down a little bit. And Boyle is up a little bit. And that is your natural gas. And keep an eye on these things. I think they're pretty nice dips right there, to be honest with you. Toyota Motor, let's see what that one's still looking pretty strong up there, but be careful. It's way up at the top. Luis Rodriguez. So, but it is looking pretty strong. Just a little pullback look, nothing too crazy right there. And CBRL, good old Cracker Barrel right here. We'll have to see what that is. The inverse BFH. You're not kidding. Bread Financial just keeps running. Cracker Barrel keeps on dipping right there. And Hertz is steady. And it is moving up and not looking bad. I liked Hertz yesterday. It was looking pretty good right there, but that's what the market looks like. It's pretty flat right now. Let's look at some aerospace ones and a couple other ones real quick because we just rolled right through them. And let's see, what's Lockheed Martin doing? That's down a little bit. We did look at Huntington Ingalls, and that's way up this morning. And GD right here was looking pretty good. That General Dynamics, that was looking good. That's up this morning right there. What were the other ones? Like Fly, that's down a little bit this morning. Let's take a look and see. Are these going to want to bounce? They don't look too bad. Let me see. That's can't really tell right there. What were the other ones? Like Lunar right here was looking pretty good. It's down almost $1. A little bit of pullback right there. It looked like it wanted to shoot up into the top last night. So we'll keep an eye on that one right there for good old Lunar. And what else was there? I totally forget. I thought I had them written down. Redwire, and that one's down just a hair. So a little bit of pullback. Let's keep an eye on this one right here. There's your pullback for your reverse split. Look at that. And so, yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one. 1 for 5 reverse split right there for RBNE. So let's watch that one. And what else were we keeping an eye on over here? Let me see. RGTI, that was looking pretty good. A little bit of pullback right there. And CCCX wasn't looking bad last night. It's up like 11 cents, nothing wild. CELH down a little bit right there. And what's Sezzle doing? Up 3 cents. So the market's not really doing anything real crazy this morning. WETO, WeBus right here looking pretty good. That was jumping up. That looks like it was jumping up. WETO. And yeah, look at that thing spiking up there this morning. Up to it gapped up at 113 yesterday. It closed at what, 90? Yeah. So that was a pretty good gap up right there. Progressive G, how are you this morning? Let's check out Kodak and see what it looks like at the moment. Down 6 cents. Still looks pretty good. I don't think that it looks too bad. I think you are trying to get curled up. I don't think it's pulling back here necessarily. It looks pretty healthy. I just think today is a flat day and things are just looking like a little pullback, but I don't think you're going to get a huge pullback. C1 right up a penny again. And this thing obviously has the buyout news right there, Luis Rodriguez, and we were all over that one. Well, I'll say that Godfather was all over that one, that's for sure. So there you go with C1, and that did jump up right there. I'm not sure what's going on with it or if it's supposed to run up anymore, but it definitely spiked up, that's for sure, and that was a beauty right there. And WETO, we just looked at that, right? WETO, and that is WeBoss. Yeah, that one had jumped up pretty good right there. So there you go, Progressive G. And what the heck is oh my goodness, my brain is not working. Tech, what's that up to? That's trying to get set up. It's not really moving just yet this morning. And CMG, let's see, that one's down a little bit. So yeah, the market's just kind of flat, to be honest with you. QS right there down a little bit. IMRX getting set up. It's up 0.5% right there. And ABEO is just kind of flat. So not a whole lot happening at the moment. UAMY up a little bit right there. So that is what the market looks like at the moment, guys. And let's look at Soundhound. There you go. That's down. Oh, that's getting set up too. So yeah, I'd say it's a little bit flat today, and we'll be keeping an eye on things, see if it wants to get turned around or actually pick a direction. I mean, look at it. It could go either way real quick. The SPY, it could just crawl right up and things could get rocking and rolling. At any moment right here, you could run up and hit that resistance and come back down. You are hitting the MACD right there, but you have a little bit of space, so it could run up. It doesn't look like it exactly wants to at the moment, but it could. And the Qs are hitting the MACD. They look like they want to kind of pull back just a hair right there as well. But again, nothing real crazy. It doesn't look like anything crazy anyway. So there you are for your Christmas Eve. And that's what the market looks like. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And yeah, the market is very flat. Nvidia is down, AVGO is down, Lilly, Ellie, and was that Johnson and Johnson are red as well. I mean, and Oracle right here is down a little bit, but it's not really anything real crazy, to be completely honest with you. And so we're not really getting alarmed, that's for sure. Just a little healthy pullback. And yeah, that GD looks real good right there. So that one was looking pretty hot last night. And that KVL, like I said, I think it's halted or something. Whoa, look at that thing. Down at 13 cents now. What the heck? Let's see what happened to this thing. KAV, this says 22. I don't know what's going on, but be careful with that, because I think Zach was saying it got halted or something, and something crazy's going on right there. So that is what the market looks like. Progressive G, Luis Rodriguez, and Laptop Travel, Asian Joe Lee, Doge Mama 9, Robin's driving to work. Enjoy your Christmas Eve, and Joseph Levy and everybody else that's hanging out and enjoying the show. Enjoy your Christmas Eve. Get everything ready for Christmas and all that good stuff, and we'll see what the market wants to do. It's kind of just hanging out, waiting for Christmas as well. So I would keep you posted. We will keep you posted, I'll say. In the Discord, I'll hop on with Ben this morning if he's feeling well. I'm not sure. I got to check with him, but I'm sure he's going to be hopping on for at least a little bit. So, yeah, we'll hop on in the Discord, keep you guys posted in there. U.S. futures steady near record highs as traders await key economic data and year-end positioning right there. And what is going on today with our data? Let's see. Today is Tuesday, and core PCE, so that's what's coming out at 8:30. So maybe that's what the market's waiting for, guys. So the PCE, the GDP prices, and all that stuff at 8:30. So 8:30 looks like a pretty important time. In about an hour and 10 minutes, we'll be keeping an eye on all that good stuff as well and seeing what's happening. And if the market wants to react one way or the other, because it is completely flat. I wasn't even looking at the economic calendar, but that's what's going on. And let's look at our news stories real quick. What Trump promised and delivered with Libertarian Day. Stocks hold gains as GDP, consumer data await, and gold rush for records have inspired a new high bar on Wall Street for 2026. Retail investors to have more say over Wall Street after record year. And stock market today, gold tops 4,500. So there you go, everybody. That's your news stories. That's what the market looks like. And it looks like we're just waiting for GDP and consumer data right there. So that's all coming out at 8:30. So keep you posted in the Discord and everywhere else. So so be sure to keep your eyes on the market for that stuff and that information, that data coming out, and we'll see how the market wants to react. But yeah, you can see it's pretty damn flat right there. That's for sure. Nvidia down, AVGO, and a couple other ones, but nothing real crazy. We need some green to add to this to make it look a little more Christmassy. And Christmas is only 2 days away, guys. So there you are for Christmas Eve, our pre-market. So make sure you trade smart and lock in your profits. And thanks for hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. Be sure to follow along on X, YouTube, Instagram, and like the show on your way out of here. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody.